All right, next up, I'm so excited. Dr. Joli Hamilton is in the house. Dr. Joli and I have worked together since 2020. She was in this masterclass 5 years ago. I just love her. So, Dr. Joli, come on up.
Hello. Hi, Jess. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm a depth psychologist. That's DEPTH, not DEATH. I studied Jungian and archetypal psychology. So nobody knows what to do with me. I am one of those people that you're like, where do I put this girl? And then on top of that, my specialty is non-monogamy and jealousy. So traditional marketing routes, just not gonna work. Not gonna work at all. I what I do is help people make the transition from monogamy to non-monogamy, but it was actually podcast guesting that let me double down and actually focus on this pretty niche, right? It's tight. When I came to you in 2020, I had written a book based on the business I was running at the time, which and I still love, but it's not where my whole heart was. And I needed to discover that. I was working with entrepreneurs in pretty traditional looking relationship. It was great. Podcast guesting was great. It got me out there. I was promoting that book that I had just written really quickly. It was only about 6 months in that I was like, this is great, but and you asked me a question. You asked me a great question about like it feels like there's something else. It feels like you're not quite there. You're not quite being yourself, and you are so totally right. I was hiding some of what my research had really been about. It was like I had two businesses, and I was like bifurcated, and I was a little fragmented. And you reminded me that there is a podcast for everything. So
Very true.
that was the moment for me where I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go all in on what I actually care about, what I actually love talking about, which is jealousy and the mess that happens when we reconstruct our relationship reality.
Yeah, I love that you shared that story because when people ask me, like, Jess, how soon will I see my ROI? It's different for everyone because, are you where Dr. Jolie was in 2020, where the first 6 months was realizing you were hiding what you actually had to be talking about? Well, it might be the beginning of year two that you see your ROI, so it just depends on where you're at. But that's why it's great to work with us is because we'll spot that. Like it doesn't, if it feels like something is still missing, like we will listen to your interviews and point that out.
Yeah, yeah, you caught me in a trap that I had created for myself. I was trying to blend in when that's the exact opposite of what I needed to do, and it is not in my nature. I mean, at all to do that. I saw ROI in month 11 in a big way. Like it was like a four times ROI. It was huge. But then from there, it was just exponential because I changed the business model, which means not only did I make money differently, but I got my time back. I got to completely rework how I work with people. And I wouldn't have done that if I hadn't been doing these constant interviews. I've now done, I just hit 200. I'm a little over 200 now because I've been booked by you guys for several years. And of course, there's all the times I've been asked back